Alright, these are the Barra to R31 gearbox brackets that I've built. They'll do both auto and manual chassis shells, and both T5 5-speed and TR 6060 6-speeds. As you can see, it's all laser cut, it's folded, and it's got a gusset welded in it. Zinc plated so it lives a bit longer. So as you can see, I've got a couple of slots laser cut into the top. So that's how I'm taking up the difference between auto and manual chassis R31 shells. So typically an auto has 4 pins in the floor at 40mm, and then the manual has 4 pins in the floor at 75. And when you cross over both the auto and the manual factory gearbox mounts, the front pin's actually in the same spot. So to put it into an auto shell, it's the front 2 holes. To put it into a manual shell, it's the front hole and the back hole. And naturally, I've slotted the holes to match the slots on the engine bracket, so you can push and pull the motor as you like it to sit in the car. And then how we're getting around the 5-speed and the 6-speed mounts. So they both have the same factory forward mount, but the distance from the bell housing to the center of the mount is different. So in a T5 it'll be up the front of the slot, and in a 6-speed TR 6060 it'll be at the back of the slot. There's about 35mm difference in them. So as you can see, the fasteners that come with it, so the M10 socket head cap screws bolt the mount to the factory forward mount, and then the flat washers and the M12 by 1.25 Nylock nuts bolt the bracket to the 4 pins in the floor. So pretty much like the R32 setup, you've got to fit the factory forward mount to the bracket first, and that goes in the bottom like so. So yeah, just the socket heads and the flat washers through the top. And then you can flip it up and put a flat washer and a Nylock in the bottom. I recommend you don't do it all the way tight to start with, so you've got some, so you're able to slide it to suit. And then now we can fit this unit into the car. Now that we're back under the car, you can see I've got the engine fitted on the engine brackets, and I've got this T5 bolts to the back of it. It's all ready to fit the gearbox bracket. So we just slide it up like so, start this nut back in, and then we just use our flat washers and our nuts to bolt it to the chassis. As you can see, there's a bit of play in it. Let's just line it up as you see fit. As you can see, full back on the slots, the engine's full back. It's at the beginning of this slot and the beginning of these slots, so there's plenty of adjustment in it. Hello chocks. So yes, you can see that if you were a manual you would use the front pin and the back pin, but this one's an auto shell. So we're using the front two. Once you get them tight, you can come back through and tighten these up, and then obviously we'll drop the gearbox back down so we can tighten the mount up. But as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. We're still inside the factory hole for the tunnel. You can see the gearbox mount down there, and that we're at the front of the slots. So if you had the 6-speed, you would be at the back of the slots. All in all, not too bad. Straight bolt in, no dramas. I'll show you the engine bay just so you can see that I've got the brackets in as well. Yeah, I've got the RB20 type engine brackets in it, sitting on some urethane mounts, but it slid all the way back, potentially even a little bit too far back, but it all bolts in. So just the 2 bracket sets, and you can bolt a barra into your 31. There'll be a bit more custom work, like have to sort out a radiator still, and the original Ford dump pipe hits the steering rack, so you'll have to have one made to either go down the front or the back of the steering shaft. But it's not outside of the realms of possibility. Don't forget to subscribe to the page if you like what you see, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you are interested in purchasing a set of R31 barra conversion brackets, you can find them on my eBay store or my store link on my Facebook page.